guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Asia. Thank you for tuning in. So today I have a pretty cool little video for you. It is 5 books that you need in order to jumpstart your life. I get it. Sometimes we have like brain fog, we get uninspired, and we just get plain lazy and we don't want to do anything. Or we get confused or uninspired and we really don't know what we want to do with our lives. But I do have some books that helped me to, kickstart my mind and make me start to think outside of the box and do things and pursue my dreams and goals. So I'm going to give you 5 books and I'm going to link them below. I have an Amazon link to all of these. Some of the books I even have in person. I haven't let them be loaned out or borrowed out to any of my friends, but let's get started. Okay, so the first book is going to be The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Do not get this confused with The Art of War. This is The War of Art. And this book is about exactly what it sounds like. It is a book that talks about how to fight resistance when it comes to your creative battles. Okay, so there's a lot of forms of resistance in this book that he talks about, things like self-doubt, procrastination, sex, anything like that. There's a lot of things in this book that talk about how to get past resistance and how to actually pursue the thing that you're supposed to be doing and do the work in order to become successful and just be consistent. So I absolutely love this book. It is a very quick read. It's not that many pages. I think I read this book in like 3 days. So what is it? 165 pages, and that's including like all of the filler stuff that's in there, like the bio and everything. So I absolutely love this book, The War of Art. Break through the blocks and win your inner creative. Okay, so link below for this as well. The second book that I'm going to talk about is How Successful People Think. Okay, so How Successful People Think is actually a book that I got when I was graduating from high school. One of my cousins gave this to me as a gift going into college, and I actually read it. It's a very quick read. It's by John C. Maxwell. He has a number of books that are really, really good to read and to learn about like business and inspire yourself in order to, change your life and change your thinking. But How Successful People Think is basically a composition of common thoughts that successful people have. And I know that that sounds so basic, like duh, Asia, but it is. It's basically like his view on all of the things that he has learned that successful people have in common, like what their thought process is, how they view things, their perspective. And he's put it into one book in order to for you to see the big picture in very simple terms. It's like basically common sense for the common person, but also like one of my friends told me the reason why he likes reading books, especially like books about success and how to increase your drive, is that books are like networking with the rich without actually having to be with the rich, right? Like you have access to the same literature that they have that helps them propel to the top. And this is one of those books where like you actually can see like how they think and how to be like them. So How Successful People Think. The next book, I actually don't have it on me because I've lent it out, but it's called 48 Laws of Power. Okay, 48 Laws of Power is by Robert Greene, and it's very similar to the idea of how successful people think. It is basically a composition of laws or rules that he has created after analyzing and experiencing different people. And the base of the book is how to manage power that you have and how to use relationships that you have or possess in order to get the things that you want. Okay, so basically like managing the power that you are given in order to convince people or to persuade people to do what you want them to do, which it could be a really good book for sales or business, but also it just like teaches you how to motivate people as well, right? So it's a good book for self-motivation, but also like if you need some people around you to like get with the program, if you're a leader and you need to motivate your team to do things, this is a very good book to read. It's 48 laws of basically how to control people, and not in a bad way, but like when you are in a place of success or you're in a place of leadership, you have to know how to control people and how to persuade them. And the best way to do that is to learn them and for them to like you. And this book teaches you how to get people to like you, respect you, and follow what you need them to do in order for you guys to be successful. The third book is, the last 2 books actually are my favorite 2 books, period. But The fourth book is called The Alchemist, okay? So The Alchemist is by Paulo Coelho. I think that's how you say his name. But that book changed my life when I was in college. I read it in my senior year. I was actually going through a depression. And I don't remember how I got that book. I don't know who told me about the book, but I definitely read the book in a matter of like 8 hours. Like I was literally just laying on my bed and I bought the book probably from Amazon, because that's literally what I was doing in college, just buying things on Amazon. But I bought the book, and when it got to my house, I think that I just laid in my bed and read that book the whole day, and it changed my life. So The Alchemist is about a boy who is on a quest to fulfill his destiny, and he goes on this long journey. It's not a metaphorical journey, it's an actual journey that he goes on, but metaphorically it's like going through life, and he encounters all of these distractions or things that like try to knock him off his path. Like he gets robbed. He actually finds a really good job on the way. He ends up like kind of staying stagnant in this job that he's really good at, but like that's not his quest or his journey. So he pursues that, and he just continues to pursue this destiny, and it's about like the universe conspiring for you to be successful. But you just have to continue on that, because there's so many things in the world that you're going to encounter that are going to want to stop you, but everything that you need in order to be successful is there for you. So if you really want a great book, out of all the books that I've already said, this one and the next one are going to be my two favorite. Okay, so the last book that I have for you, The 4 Agreements. Okay, The 4 Agreements is like one of my favorite books because, again, it's a quick read. Clearly I like quick reads. I'm not reading Moby Dick or anything, but The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This is a great book, and it basically talks about like the things that we allow to sink into our mind and control us, and how simple the world really is, and the things that we like adhere to unknowingly, right? Like an example is like our name, right? Like my name's Asia. I never made my name Asia. Somebody named me that. Like my mom named me Asia, but I agreed to it, right? Like I agreed to it because I go by Asia, right? I could have easily been like, no. Like when I was in like 3rd grade, I wanted to be named Sasha. I could have just decided that I'm not agreeing to this and I'm not gonna go by this. And it's basically about how in life, there are so many things that we agree with and we don't actually want to pursue or want to be a part of. So like rules, and how rules are just agreements that we've made with people, or like society is just a set of agreements that we have like set on, right? So we've set these societal rules or norms. We might not agree with them, right? Like for me, I don't like getting dressed up all the time, right? Like, but as a woman, that's kind of a societal norm or societal rule that like when it's time, like put on your heels and your dress and get out. And it's not really a thing that I like to do. So it's basically talking about like the things that you need to, you agree with or you don't agree with. And then it has like 4 actual agreements. And the 4 agreements are be impeccable with your word. So basically like if you say something, do what you say, or honor your word. Don't take anything personally, meaning like if somebody has a problem or something happens, it probably has nothing to do with you more than likely. And that has changed my life. Like the idea that most of the things that I experience or encounter probably have nothing to do with me. If it came from somebody else, it probably has nothing to do with me and I should not take it personal. And then don't make assumptions, right? I love assumptions. Okay, so this book really like transformed my mind, because you should not make assumptions. Do the work, do the research, ask the questions, and find out the real answer, because otherwise you're only gonna make yourself go crazy with assuming. The book actually says, find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. I'm telling you, that agreement alone was like, okay, I need to start asking the questions and not assuming, or like putting somebody else's, like me blaming somebody else for how I actually feel. And then the last one of the 4 agreements is always do your best. So basically, like if you start something, finish it. And if you're gonna do it the best that you can, and make sure that you're proud of what you do. And if you adhere to those 4 agreements, those are really the only ones that matter in life. And if you adhere to those 4, you're gonna live a very happy and fulfilling life. So I'm gonna link those 5 books in the description box below. You can find them on Amazon. And I hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. If you want to hear more books or you want me to review more books, because I read all the time, please let me know. And I also, if you're not a reader, like say you just absolutely do not want to read a book, like having physical books like annoy you, or you just can't keep up with them, I'm going to link a trial for Amazon Audible, and you'll get 2 free books with the subscription. So make sure you do one of the two. You try the Amazon Audible link, or you go ahead and order those books, because I think all of these books are super cheap. Like the 4 Agreements is probably like $10, if that, and then the rest of them are like $5-6. And if they're more than that, then bill me, okay? But yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of My Sister's House. I hope you enjoyed these books, and I hope that you are able to kickstart your life and start inspiring yourself to achieve your goals and dreams. Night, guys.